So it is Team North America playing the red stones that do have the hammer, that stone at the back, Linda, the guard out in front belonging to Team World, and just 5 rocks.
It is a fast game, and you do hurry because you feel like it does go so quickly. The marks that are out in front and in the back of the button, the 2 stationary stones are marked. There's tape on them there. You see it, so you'll be able to track if they move around throughout the end. This first stone, the freeze, is very key. We saw a lot of that, not enough curl in the first round of mixed doubles.
The first end, you should get the max amount of curl. That didn't come up as much as even David thought, but spot on the weight.
Now it's interesting again, this combination that you see now. Rachel Holman throws 1 and 5. So both teams have elected to go with their women's skips throwing 1 and 5. It'll be the men, Murdoch and EJ Harnden, that throw 2, 3, and 4.
Go for weight.
The thought is what in that doing that, do you think?
Well, usually the male player is the one that plays more of the upweight shots in their style of game, and in the middle, that's where the player can get you out of trouble. Now, truthfully, even Rachel can throw upweight, so it's not as big a difference. But you do have 2 skips, and even Rachel throwing that last draw, and even the initial freeze is a shot that often they would be facing. The interesting thing is you can change your rotation every end if you wish. It happens very rarely, and I think when the game is lopsided, I would make the switch, Vic, just to change it up.
Try and get we roll in if we can.
Back 8, maybe.
Wants to get to the inside of this back red one.
So David Murdoch, and what Rick Lang was referring to is that quite often, and it goes against the grain, that the thrower will jump up and then rush out to brush the stone, or then the person holding the brush will run out. And he's saying, just take your time getting there. It'll happen.
Yeah, exactly. And time on the clock when you're thinking, too, that it really does seem rushed sometimes. And then they find out at the end they've still got lots of time banked on the clock. So obviously you can't dilly-dally either, but you can't get in that rush mode, because when you get in a rush mode, you throw it heavy. It's unbelievable. The faster you try to process and throw, the harder you tend to throw it. And missing shots heavy is not a good idea in this sport.
It's a different game. It's one the World Curling Federation hopes will be adopted by the IOC. What's the game plan?
Well, with the hammer, you have to control the front of the house. That's similar to skins play. And without the hammer, I already said that first stone freeze is very key. If you make that, it's a scramble for the team with hammer to try and get in there.
The game plan is brought to you by World Financial Group, helping families have better financial futures. There is this hope. There is a world championship in doubles play. There is the hope that this just may become the second curling discipline in the Winter Games.
That's good. Nice shot.
And it just squeezes in, sorry, Linda, just to become shot stone.
When you watch the World Doubles, which you can actually watch on the computer in many parts of the world, no matter where the championship is, there is a great deal more of the controlling of the front of the house. Look at the house right now. See how many stones are behind the tee line. When you watch World Doubles and people that have trained to play it, because these players have just walked here and never played it before, there is that controlling, tapping, moving things around more at the front of the house.
Coming now, clean it. Yep.
That's a great point, Linda. The very first shot, if you throw it just short, it can't be hit because it's in the free guard zone. And it seems to be a race to the button, which is, as you say, not good strategy early in an end.
Go!
Well, very nice to push it back, and that will bring the Reds into play. Remembering now that it is Team North America, Holman and Harnden, that do have the last rock playing the red stone.
Like, kind of, unless you squeeze that.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Team World in some big trouble
So
here.
what, just
in
like
North
T-line?
America. It's not only Lane.
T back button.
Looks like 3, but the 2 on the middle and left-hand side are in a very good spot. David has to be extremely careful here if he can somehow wiggle in off that side shot rock. Eves didn't bend enough here.
Back 8.
No, dude. Close, yep. Hard. Whoa, whoa.
Back 8.
No, 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 no. Curl. Okay. Pretty good there.
So a little catcher at the back prevents the stone from going too far, and once again, it appears that it's Rachel Holman confirming that it is North America sitting the 2, 1 back button and the 1 back 4.
Now we're really 2.
The Yellowstone is very usable, being at the top of the 4.
I don't mind this. Getting underneath it, and we're 3. Sitting up top.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. You threw back
Even
in
if
on your
I straight
left.
freeze it.
What?
Even if I straight freeze it, tiny bounce. Same
Yeah.
line.
Move it 2 inches.
Yeah.
Good call here. If you tap that red one at the top of the forefoot on the center line, you just move it a hair.
Last was
It
about
chokes
back
off
8.
that yellow raise. It also might guard the back one that's exposed at the back of the forefoot. If EJ puts this in the right
Line's
spot,
really good.
they're in for a big
Weight's
score
good.
here.
Got to curl
This is
a
the
little
fourth
bit.
stone of the
Clean
end
it.
for them. EJ's
Weight's
last,
really
and this
good.
is what we're referring to is
Clean
how
it.
quickly
Okay.
it goes. After this, you just have one left. You have to really think
gotta
about
curl.
your strategy at this point in the
Play it
end.
off that.
No, we're on the top. I think you got to roll big. Don't give him a double hard.
No. Yep.
Well, the shooter spills off and gets to the tee line, but is there an in now, possibly, for Team World and Muirhead's last?
There is, but it could go all wrong. There's a little room there that I think they could actually roll the wrong way if they hit this badly.
Into normal, like.
Yeah. And you put it inside.
Yeah.
Look at it's different. It's the 5 stones. It's the doubles. You're sweeping. But it's still curling, and some of the shot making is still, in that aspect, is the same, right? Am
The
I correct?
angles, definitely, Vic. You have to understand the angles. The traditional way of getting scores is often with hits and rolls, and that does happen at this stage of the end.
It's a must-have here for Eve Muirhead, her final stone. David Murdoch now is calling line. This is all on its own, and this is where the difference is on some of these up-weight shots.
Come on, curl.
The brusher can't get it there in time. Curl to get inside, and just like that.
Very nice.
Oh,
She's the #1
It's
skip
either-
in the
either
event,
one,
male or
one.
female, and she makes a lot of huge shots. It does bounce backwards a little bit, but still a wonderful shot.
Like, does that go enough? I think it clips this on
I
the way
think it
by.
clips it too. So it's
So I think I need to roll off. I think I need at least control.
yeah.
I'm hitting 4 rocks.
Yeah. I still think it's gonna run pretty straight.
I think here.
Yeah.
A real gimme here for
Nose is good.
Rachel Holman. Those are cued right up. The yellow-red. The red comes in, bumps this yellow back. Now, how far is that yellow going to go? That's the trick. But you can tap it for 2 for sure. And if they can wiggle by, they
Just
might
gotta
be able
make
to save that
contact.
red one on the
Sorry.
right-hand side of the forefoot,
Wrong.
possibly for 3. Pretty simple too, really. Now this is control weight. With control on this particular ice, the rock bends a good foot and a half. Look where that broom is. Almost 0. That's exactly where Rachel wants to hit it with control weight. A little in-out pop motion, lots of rotation.
Hard,
It'll kind of
hard.
float
Yeah,
for a while.
hard.
Final stone, and this is going to need some
All right,
brushing.
EJ.
So EJ Harnden will grab it just in front of the hog line, trying to hold the line now, trying a little double angle, and she'll crash on the guard. And so that final stone of Muirhead, that yellow rock, will be there. And that will be
What do we do with these
the
colored things?
single
I can stay here.
Stay here.
for Team World here in this opening end of play. It's mixed doubles on a Saturday afternoon.
All right, water break.
Well, you said she's the best skip here in this competition, Eve Muirhead, and she comes up with a winning shot here.
94% in the 2 games she's played, and this wasn't easy. You had to throw peel weight. It was getting a little straighter because there's been a lot of in-turn draws. Had to roll or you're going to give up 3 or 4. 1, 2, snuggles onto the corner there, and somehow, with the help of Rachel Holman, walks away with a steal of 1.
The key shot is brought to you by sponge towels, paper towels. Nothing absorbs like it. So the team of Muirhead, Murdoch do have the steal of 1.
Line's good, Dave.
And so that red stone at the back of the button
Line's good, just for weight.
belonging
just
to
for weight. Line's perfect.
Team North America. They will once again
Just
have
wait.
the hammer, the last rock. Here in this second, playing the red
Choice.
stones.
Not bad. Good.
Pretty slick up there.
He feels it. Yeah.
Neither team using neither player using a watch for World, and so Eve yelled down to David. It's pretty slick down there. That path has been warmed up from practice.
Pretty good.
How's
I
line?
think it's all there.
So, how's line now?
Line's all there. Oh,
Weight's heavy.
line's really
Back
good.
forward. Weight's good.
Weight only.
Little bounce.
Got
Rachel
it, girl.
Holman and her first. Once again playing 1 and 5.
Okay.
Although they didn't get shots, one of the critical things when you're trying to
Shot.
score with hammer is to have a little bit of room. So separation on those stones in the 4th wood is critical. It does leave David a chance to come in, but if this isn't made, then North America has a better chance to
Room
get
just
their
now, Eve.
stones a
Room
good
just
spot
now.
in that
Okay,
4-foot
wait,
area.
Room just now. Line's
Point,
good.
and I like
Line's
this
good.
call. Like, most club players would hit
Well, if
that
you can.
open red one
Well,
that was
if you
just thrown
can.
by
No
Rachel
line.
Holman because
No
it's
line.
a dangerous rock. But that's the
No
way
line.
going in this way. There's a pocket because of that red one. If David can stay high enough, it's going to be hard to remove it. Just didn't
Okay,
curl.
good there. Crap.
See what would happen if that curled another 6 or 7 inches. You couldn't hit it, and the red one's kind of in the way.
Yeah. Back line.
Yeah, back 8's okay.
Here last.
So agreeing on the weight, and then EJ asking for a little less ice. So the brush goes down right on the edge of the 4 for his first.
Yep. Hard. Whoa, whoa.
It's a great shot of the amount of
Clean.
curl you get. This
Whoa.
is still a hack
No,
waiter,
no,
and it's
no.
finishing beautifully.
Come on.
Great throw.
There are 2 other games on the ice here at the Orleans Arena. Team World, all Great Britain. We'll see them in Sochi. Anna Sloan, Greg Drummond, Emma Miskew, Ryan Fry will represent Canada. Ichikawa plays 3rd for Fujisawa, one of the top Asian teams here. Thomas Olsrud will represent Norway, the All-American team there. In Schultz and Schuster, and they'll represent the U.S.
Okay. Not bad.
Not bad, but not good either. It's,
Shot.
yeah,
Pardon?
good try all the same. Just over curled a hair.
Just nose, just off nose, and try to roll by shooter a bit.
Yeah.
Like hack weight. Yeah.
So there. We can't get too inside, otherwise it's going back onto ours.
Just board weight.
Board?
Board.
Remember what I keep talking about, something in front of the tee line is beneficial for both teams to be able to move it in as the end progresses, and the yellows are behind the tee line and easily can be moved out by this shot by EJ. Get it, the one yellow
Yep.
that's on the back of the 4 and
Sure.
roll this
Whoa.
shooter in.
Clean. Off. Get up. Great throw, EJ.
So updating the scores from the other games, Team North America, Miskew and Fry with the last rock. They got 3.
Oh.
A little heavy.
Yep, yep.
And it was a steal of 2 for Schultz and Schuster, Team North America, against Ichikawa and Olsrud.
Second.
And in our game, of course, it was Team World, Muirhead and Murdoch
No,
stealing the
third.
1
Third.
against Holman and EJ Harlan.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is where the mindset has to flip. It's
decide
not
that?
like skins. If you give up 5, you give up 5, not just one skin. But if you just continue to hit, this is like normal curling. And if you're Team World, you're in trouble. You need to try and change something. They will play the freeze instead of the hit.
Oh, it's just a slow down. They a real gamble here with for Team
Mine's
World.
good.
Wait, it's cool.
You could play that
Just
pretty
for
simple
weeks.
double, which could
Just
turn
for
into a
weeks.
triple.
Just for a week. Easy. Easy. Whoa.
If you're going to try this, you do have to make it perfectly.
Good, Dave.
And how's that?
Really good. There is a bit of separation, but
Shot.
ideally David would love to curl it another couple of inches and
Hot.
queued up the yellow-red combination. This shot's here for somebody who can throw it fairly hard. And EJ
How
kind of
hard?
fits that bill.
I think so.
Hot.
Hack, wait.
Yeah, 3/4.
And they're going to throw soft weight, trying to save the red one.
The freeze needed to be better to try and get them to throw bigger weight, to try and get them to spill some of their own as they made the successful run back.
Yep, hard.
EJ Harnden jumping up now to pick up his own stone as we play here in the second.
Well,
And just couldn't hold it. Over curls on him.
Don't really.
I wonder if sometimes that comes into play, Russ. There's EJ.
Dave, my sister.
He'll ask for the ice that he may normally look for or want if he was playing with Brad Jacobs, not realizing until the shot is not made that I don't have the brushing there.
Yeah.
Do you in fact have to take that into account and maybe take a little bit more ice?
So EJ didn't have EJ to sweep. Is
That's
what you-
right. Yeah, he didn't have him so.
That's
Yeah.
yeah. No, absolutely. And the other problem too is it's not natural. You know you're going to throw it, run up and hurry up, jump up and run down and race there and get there and brush it. And I think it's a little different mindset. But you saw Rachel Holm miss her last shot in the first end, same way with no brushing.
Yep. Whoa,
Line only.
Trying to put a second one in, so if the run back is
Oh, we're
made,
there, we're
only
there.
this yellow is removed,
there.
not the current shot
Body.
stone.
How'd it go?
This isn't going, no.
Sorry?
No, that's not going. But we got to figure out the easiest way to give up one. Might be this.
You know, we were talking in the break
Well,
that
think no matter what,
Ryan
even if you
Fry
don't-
is probably arguably the best curler right now on the planet.
If I don't jam it in.
Then you
We
go
weren't
back,
counting
yeah.
the women's.
Here.
Eve Muirhead is unbelievable. She's making a lot of shots.
Okay,
And
3/4.
confident too. You
Right in
know,
the
she
middle.
halfway down, she knew where that was going to go. The line's perfect. I think Rachel has to throw a raised bullet here just to give up a steal of one.
And that's all while she's dealing with some health issues, Linda.
She has celiac disease, so it's a problem absorbing nutrients in food. So there has been some weight loss, but she's very healthy, very fit. Moving into the Olympics, they're not concerned. It's just been a little bit of a problem for her the last little while. It started in the summer bit.
Final stone. Right now it is Team World sitting the 2, trying to angle this back. If they can get it by, angle it back, get rid of one. And they did well. It was all about cutting the losses. We are in Las Vegas. World picks up another steal of one.
Shot. Actually didn't float as much as I
We won't be taking a helicopter. I think we'll just all be in a plane when we go to Montreal for the Scotties Tournament of Hearts. A couple of weeks we'll be there. It all begins February the 1st, 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Rachel Holman will be there too, wearing the maple leaf as the defending Canadian champion. And she'll open against Manitoba champion Chelsea Carey on the Saturday night. We congratulate all the provincial and territorial winners and look forward to seeing you all in Montreal for the Scotties at the Maurice Richard Arena.
Go nice.
So Team World steals one in the first, another single in the second, and once again that red rock, the marked red stone at the back of the button, indicates that Team North America once again will have the hammer playing the red stones. They have the last rock here in the third, down by a couple.
Pretty close.
Line.
I think it's all there.
How's line?
It's good.
Nice first stone from Eve. Got it in a position. It's not a perfect
Really
freeze.
hard.
There's a little bit of an angle, but it's in a position in front of the red stone in the
Hard,
button.
EJ. Whoa, whoa. Yep, yep, yep.
Beautiful come around tap. Maybe a little too good. It's hard to raise it now.
David Murdoch, Eve Muirhead
Rim just now.
out to
Okay.
take
just
this
now.
stone. This is one of the things that some of the players are telling
No, no.
who were playing
No.
said to me, Linda Russ, that they would like the rule
Run the top
changed.
one.
As the person holding the brush, you have to remain behind the hog line, is my understanding, until the stone is
Okay.
delivered, correct? They're saying, why not
Stand
let
here,
them come
come
up
on.
and join that rock a lot earlier to help make the shot?
Well, there's a couple of things. There could be a rule where you did not have to be the skip position behind the hog line and on the ice. And so you could actually stand beside the person and brush instantly. That would mean the person at the hack end had to choose their own brush. You could, within these rules, though, stand at the hog line, Vic, as long as you could have an idea of where the distance of the hog line would be for the same position on the
Right.
tee line. And that would mean you could get to the rock sooner. We just don't see people do that.
So you could join, yeah, you join the rock maybe a halfway down rather than
Sure.
3/4.
All these teams have learned to throw to their brushers. If you're a good player and you're not out here, if you're not a good player, and you throw that 3-4 feet light and brush it, and it's so foreign for them. I think it'd be a great idea to let them, nobody hold the broom, come down and actually brush like you normally would. Another pretty good setup for North America. This is the third time in a row. They haven't been able to finish it off both times.
Yep, need to go. Hard. Hard. Gotta go, Eve. Real hard. Hard, so go.
Trying to keep this in a position where it can be used. If it overcurls, it'll just sit in front of that red.
Linda, this is one of the few times, this is the third end now, where the stationary stone at the back of the
Freeze
button,
in.
the marked stone, the red one,
Freeze in.
has been, I think, in that position as long as it has. It's really been bumped around, and quite often we see it almost remain there
Yeah,
for
same
the
way,
entire
right.
10 stones.
It's back to the point that Russ was making actually before the game. You don't have to continue to draw. You cannot remove a stone from play until after the third stone of the end comes to rest. That's the delivered stone, so 5 rocks in play. But Vic, it lulls you into this collection of draws and not even really tapping in this case. I think sometimes you have to not just to do what Rick Lang said, slow down and survey. You have to remember, I can open it up if I want.
Exactly. This is the 6th. The 3 games going on now. We had 3 earlier in the week, and I have yet to see the center guard moved.
Sweet.
Try and run this tight.
Really tight, yeah. Like that. If you can get as close to nose as that as possible.
We've got nothing for wide, eh?
Well, if you put it onto this side though,
Yeah.
you're still gonna
Try and squeak it appeal.
think so, eh? My intern, mine didn't do a lot up here.
I mean, I'm kind of edge for edge, but
One reason Eve makes a lot of shots is she's a tremendous ice reader, and a lot of teams, they worry about the strategy
Like
here
that.
and don't take enough thought. First thing Eve said back to David was, mine tracked here, mine ran pretty straight here, to give David a better idea what this might do. Peel weight, double.
Murdoch. And this is all on its own. By the guard, yes. Run it back and spill it Not quite far enough. So there are reds to promote, but it remains for the moment World sitting 1 without last rock here in the third.
I think so.
Short, Dave.
Just play it real thin, right into this, get those moving.
Can you hold the broom with the hog line?
It's my shot.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Awesome.
but that's
I'm glad
we've seen that before.
Outturn.
It happens so quickly, and
Gotta
you go.
move a little bit. Can you bring the broom
yeah,
forward?
right. You've got one more.
Hair
You want
more,
in or
right?
out?
It's got out. Has to be out.
Okay.
Rachel wanted to do what you suggested, Linda, is have the broom up as far as you can, and then you can get there quicker to brush it. It's difficult to put the broom in the right
You like
spot,
this
though, when
size?
you run up to
Yeah.
the hog line.
I got a hit like nothing.
You
like
can
the
hit
double.
a quarter and still get it though.
Yeah, that's good ice.
Thin yellow double.
The thinner the better, obviously, but quarter works too.
You want a thinner roll, you play the outturn in this situation.
Hard! 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 Hard!
Great throw.
So got rid of the backing, brings the red into play. Top 4. Shot stone right now belongs to North America.
EJ was screaming hard before
bad.
Rachel could get there.
Yeah.
It didn't work out all that good, really. If this double's made, it's just off-center double. I think Team World can sit as many as 3.
That had to be quite a thin hit, and that is a tough thing to do without brushers. And if you think about the format, trying to rush up and down, a very thin hit's hard to play.
Oh, yeah. Across the face with the in-turn, just tick that back red one on the way by. It'll clear the back yellow. And if they're lucky, they can roll buried. Depends on the speed here.
Look at all the rocks in play on all 3 sheets. It's a really mentally draining format.
And did you notice what you referred to earlier? All 3 center guards are still in play. None have been moved.
Come on. Curl. 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 Curl.
Final stone, your head.
Hard, Dave.
To sit 2.
Wow.
Okay.
All right, is it?
I think we're okay.
Yeah.
Maybe only because of the angle of those yellows and the fact there's reds beside it.
There's a simple double if you can get to it.
Yeah.
How much do you see of that? Hardly anything.
Probably half, because it floats here, right?
Yeah, I know.
Half.
I don't know, Rach. I think no matter what, even if we could see this, I mean, you'd have to hit it almost here, right? I mean, you
Do
could.
you think if I hit it high, it goes over top by any chance?
No. If anything, it's going underneath.
Okay.
I'm
Well, I
think-
can only hit here.
Plus, I mean, the only other shot is you come off here, just draw. I like just drawing, but
Just drawing?
yeah. The only other shot is to come off and hit it high here, but it's then for probably only one anyways, because that's gone. Your shooter's gone. This might just come
This
back.
draw
onto
is tough
there.
though, because we're way out in the weeds. To get by that top yellow.
Well,
Do you want to try it?
it's up to you. If you don't like the draw, then try it. But
Okay.
I think you just draw it here.
It's just we have to go way out in the weeds, and I don't know how much to throw to add.
Okay, whatever you like.
Okay.
You want to throw the in or the out?
Out.
In, the out. But you can't. Are we just trying to kill this to give one?
We can come off
Just
it if you want. Let's come off it. Off the red.
Then let's play this and just hope it maybe comes off and goes through. Play tight to the guard.
You don't want to come off it?
I don't want to give up two.
So they're going back to the original idea, depending on how much she can see from the hack hand, huh?
Yeah, exactly. And I think she can see enough for sure that, but it's where this yellow one goes. It's either going to go here or it's going to go there. I think if she gets all she can see, it will go underneath, and they can score 2 probably, depending on what it rubs on the way by. But I think it's there. I really do. Now Rachel floats it a bit, so it's a little tougher shot for her, but she can throw it hard enough, and I think it could carry underneath.
Final stone right now. It is world sitting 2. Get by the guard first.
Okay,
Get by the guard first, and now it's the spin, and where will it go? And not far enough. It'll be a steal of one more. Team World here in the third to take a 3-0 lead, and you heard the crowd roaring. Rachel Homan's teammate, Emma Miskew, the reigning Canadian champion, throwing the third stones, but the last here teamed up with Ryan Fry as they play the Scottish combination, the Great Britain combination of Anna Sloan and Greg Drummond. Ryan Fry holding the brush, Miskew's last on the brush. And the little chip, and far enough to score 3 for a 6-2 lead. It's day 3 at the Orleans Arena here in Las Vegas. Continental Cup, the 3 mixed doubles games on the ice as we welcome you back. And all 3 games are worth just a single point in that race to 30 and a half and the Continental Cup title. Brad Jacobs watching his teammate, getting the crowd going. Those on hand on this early Saturday morning. That team started slowly, but they've looked very good as they tune up now before heading back home, where they'll practice in Sault Ste. Marie, and the Jacobs team, like so many, will make a stop in Switzerland.
Too much.
for more training, and then they'll head on to Sochi for the Olympics.
Well, it's 3-0, but it easily could be lopsided in the favor of North America. In the first end, Rachel on her last had a chance for 2 or 3. In the second end, it was actually the fourth stone that David put in a rock. It could have been removed, and EJ missed, and then there was a good chance, I thought, that last end, even with the way those 2 yellows for World were positioned for Rachel to get a score, and another miss.
Yeah, it was there. And neither EJ or Rachel thought it was going to go underneath, and it sure looked like it would, and she missed it noticeably wide, and it still went underneath, so the shot was there for an easy 2, but it was a pretty tough spot, fairly straight spot, and they just can't finish an end off here. Haven't had hammer 3 times and come up with 3 errors.
Hard! Hard! Go, go, go! Whoa, 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 whoa.
Look at this, just squeezed by their own. Very nice.
Back 8.
Yeah.
All right, there you see that center line guard. When, Linda, would you remove that guard to get at the stones, the top 4?
Well, it's not wrong to do it now because of the way the rocks are positioned. You could do it 2 ways. You can just play it quietly and roll for 2 corners in the case of North America. And I'm not sure we've ever seen that. I think maybe in the first round of mixed doubles we saw someone late in the end try a run back. But none of the jiggling out front.
So the shooter rolls over, and there may be an angle there later.
Just a
Is
freeze.
that good?
Freeze. What's good?
Nice. Same?
No, let's take a little bit more because that was like back 4.
Just a tad heavy on his first one. He's going to take about 2 feet, 3 feet off this one, so they had to take a little more ice.
The way.
Like to lock this in on the inside of that back red one on the center line.
Close. Line. Oh, it needs to curl, Dave. Needs to
No,
curl.
we're there. We're there.
Oh, it's floating. It's floating. Should finish. Close. Yep. Whoa, 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 whoa.
We're there. We're there.
Okay,
We're
whoa
there.
then. Whoa then.
Oh, there. Oh, there. Girl, girl.
Good.
Oh, that's nice curling.
Dave.
Brad Jacobs is sitting on the bench and looking at
Very good.
Is that just stick there?
David Murdoch
there.
and going, use them all up now because they play later today
That's all
in
we have.
a team game.
If you hit that, these are all
Well, David
gone.
had a slow start.
Yeah,
His
which
first
isn't
game
so
he was
bad.
63%. This is in team format, but
And they're going to be
97% in his second. And I think the whole Scottish
If I
team
stick
played
this
much better. So it's
here,
getting
that's
tougher and tougher out there.
That was a clinic against
trying to-
Jeff Stoughton. Stoughton won the game, but
Here,
some of the
lose
shots
that.
made in that game were
Oh, it's gonna go
spectacular.
across.
Jeff shot in 6. It was incredible.
Okay.
So Brad Jacobs will play David Murdoch this afternoon in team play. Our featured game when we join you again at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time will be Eve Muirhead against Rachel Holman, the reigning world champion against the reigning Canadian champion. Muirhead and Holman later today, 4:30 Eastern Time, as our coverage of the Continental Cup continues.
David with that wonderful free set up a pocket double. This is for somebody of EJ's caliber a gimme, but the red one he's throwing should be wide open.
Hard.
Couple of late brushes and enough to move it, and it looks like it's moved it enough. That shot stone, his shooter, sitting just biting enough of the button.
Sweep, Rach.
Sorry?
Sweep.
There's not much
A little thinner.
Yeah.
Rachel could do
I thought you had
getting
it,
out
then
that
it really
late.
started to go.
Curl it, yeah.
I know. I'm just thinking with this.
Well, that's what I'm just thinking.
Like if we throw back
Thing is, they sit too, though.
back forward, right?
Yeah, it's, I mean, we can try and keep this.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. Just
Yeah.
like what I've been playing, eh?
Back to the change in mindset. You could play more weight, try and move those red stones further, but the way this format is positioned, you're trying to keep your stones in front of the opposition. So if you hit too hard, move the red too far, you won't have protection.
And in front, but on the inside, and that's David's played this twice. He should be close here. If the line's good, I think Eve will come out and brush it and tap that red one back a little bit, but even frozen into the pocket
Yeah,
works.
like
This is the final
Not bad.
stone
No,
Not
no,
bad.
no, no.
for
Back four,
David
back
Murdoch.
eight. Back eight, back eight.
playing 2, 3, and 4.
actually.
in the combination of
Yep,
5.
wee bit.
Do you need to?
Yep. I want to try and get this out here. Good.
It's just a hair
Not bad.
area.
It's not bad.
All right.
2 other games on the
Probably
ice.
get here.
We showed you Emma Miscue with that
in
lovely
there.
shot. So there it is, Team North America up
Take this way.
6-2 on the world team. Vanna Sloan and Greg
think so,
Drummond.
Rach.
Miscue
Almost
playing
like
with
a
Ryan
draw.
Fry.
What if you double?
And meanwhile, it's
Maybe one red, huh?
we wondered about the language barrier when you get Thomas Olsrud playing with Mio Ichikawa. Well, they've come back with 2 in the third, but it's North America leading there. Jessica Schultz and John Schuster 4-2 as they play in the fourth.
Okay,
I can
but
just
then
tap this to
if
here.
they come and freeze again, how do we even get 1?
I don't know if you'll be able to. Like if I can just get here and end up here and just tap this to like here, maybe.
Okay. I don't mind that. Just get a better angle so we can run it. So just punch it to here. That's all we need.
Yeah, I don't.
Because this angle is awful,
No, I know.
and they're gonna run it. So if we can double these off, and then that run's not there, it goes through
The only
the hole.
other thing I can think of is if we try to get to this now and try to tap this through here on the nose.
I think we need to get rid of a bunch of backing.
I don't mind that, Rick. Well, you like
This-
trying to get
this
to
3
nose
rock
and tapping
sucks.
that?
Sorry,
You like trying to get to nose and tapping that rock?
this one?
No,
Or this
no.
one?
That yellow. Yeah,
Tap it straight back.
yeah.
Even if you wick off this.
No, that's
punch
what I mean.
that
That's
open.
not bad.
Yeah.
I like that.
Okay.
Just back 4 weight.
Yeah.
I need to sneak that guard, so I think like middle of that yellow,
If that.
if that edge of the red.
Yeah.
Extremely tough shot, but I think it's a brilliant call. Come down this way. Try to move this rock. The rock they're worried about is this rock right here in that area. If it's left, there's such an easy shot for the world to come in here and redirect that yellow in this way. So moving it back, albeit a tough shot, sometimes you have to take it on early. There's still 1 more to go here. So EJ's going to try to soft weight, feather through that small
never.
port and tap it behind the tee line. Then they're in really good shape.
Clean it.
And
Wait's
he's
good.
jumped
No,
up,
no,
EJ
no, it's
Harnden
gotta
now
come
to
big.
take his
Close.
own stone if need be.
Gotta curl huge. Stay with the roll and try and get this out. That's really good.
Taps up the yellow. It is the shot stone. That belongs to Team World.
I'm kinda
Tee line,
thinking,
edge of the
like
button.
you nut it here. We sit
No,
there.
let's not get to this.
Yeah, but like, what have they got? Or you could just come in and tap it.
Well, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I don't
mind
like, definitely don't like moving any of this. I like keeping that there. Right now, this is saving us, and so is this in a way with this.
that.
If we end up blasting this in, and
Yeah. Okay. Just let it tap.
do you like that?
Let's move it here. Catch it then.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sure?
Yeah, just what, back 4?
Yeah.
And what? I think,
Yeah.
like I was positive, like, here.
I think that's smarter not to throw a bullet here because you're moving away. Those red ones on the back are scary, but it's really helping you for backing.
Even just like full tee.
Okay.
The worry here is where the shooter rolls. I think ideally you would like to clip this thin and roll behind the tee line so that Rachel can't come in off of it herself.
Final stone for Team World.
Yep.
Team North America still
look.
looking for their first point. Down 3-0. They do have the last rock. David Murdoch has picked her up now, just trying to chip that yellow stone, top edge of the 4-foot, chip it over. This is a big brush now. Try to hold the line for her. And this will over curl. Shot stone, though, still remains. The world stone tee line, edge of the button.
Or does it just hit our own out?
No, it should. I'm wondering if you can almost. I'm wondering if you could almost come off.
Sorry?
How much can you see?
Oh, what?
If Rachel can throw any
Do we
weight
use
at
a timeout?
this,
Do we have a timeout?
hit it
Stop the
there, the yellow
Sure.
goes.
Time.
Well, they're allowed one timeout.
Will it come across this way. I think it will come into this area, and if they can bounce that yellow
If I
out of the
just
way,
get by here, I'm already on
there's
a
a
quarter.
pile of red in
I
there.
think that's all you need.
Eve did not
That's
want to
nice.
jiggle that
No.
red one over.
Nope.
Rick Lang has
How much of
joined
number
them on the
6
ice.
can you see?
You can see enough to, but you got to just get by, and it might.
I can see like less than a quarter. Quarter.
But all you have to do is move it 2 feet, right?
Yeah,
And you got 2.
yeah.
Once it takes the hook over there, it goes pretty good, doesn't it? Once it runs straight, but once it goes, if you've got back 4 on the getting to number 6, is that there?
That's all we can get is 2, eh?
Yeah, I think so. I think if you could see all of it, I think it's still just. So
I don't think it
just,
touches the 6 ever.
I think just straight tap.
Okay.
2's a great result.
Yeah.
You can do it.
Yeah. So this is the same shot as I just threw, right?
Yeah. Back 8.
And you were here,
No, I was on the edge here.
were you? Because we ticked it.
Yeah, because we
So I
moved it
think you
over
could-
2 inches.
You're here.
Yeah.
I think you can go there.
Good.
You want to give me there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Rachel Wood's looking for the shot I called up with to throw more weight and hope that when this red one hits, it bounces across and gets that other yellow. Then they score like maybe 4. But EJ and the coach, Rick Lang, didn't think it was there. So I thought Rick had the discretion being the better part of valor coming out and just throw the soft shot. This is a much easier shot because it's a small port. This makes the port bigger with softer weight. You get a little more curl around the guard and just draw weight, tap for 2.
Down 3-0. Team World is sitting the one.
Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Right off. Right
BJ
off.
Harnden will take the stone in.
Clean it. Yep. Yep.
Got
Hard.
it now. Get it
Oh,
by.
oh,
Oh, tap it back. Oh, and they bumped it too far, but that will be for the single point. North America. Rachel Holm and EJ Harnden will get their single here in 4. As we continue day 3 of the Continental Cup in Las Vegas. It's the race to 30.5 points to win this year's Cup. Come on, everybody, to Las Vegas.
Terry did it 2 days ago. Or yesterday.
Oh shit, we start. 10 seconds. Okay. They start.
We've seen some wonderful shots during this year's Continental Cup, but this may be the marquee shot of all. Came last night. Jeff Stoughton in, off, and down that row of rocks to the pin against David Murdoch. A brilliant shot that brought them all to their feet here at the Orleans Arena. And coming up tonight at 9:30 Eastern Time, we will watch Jeff Stoughton as he goes against the reigning world champion, Nicholas Edin. And Jeff is kind enough to join us from the bench as we, there you are.
Morning.
Hey, look at you, right between.
I know, they give me my space. Hey. It's very unusual.
Debbie McCormick, Jill Officer. Yep. That was a great shot last night. As before we chatted, he said you had nothing left.
Yeah, I mean, that's what happens, and here we go.
Hey, listen.
Saw it coming.
No, you know, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Apparently not now.
No, not now. Listen, what do you think of this? You've been here before. What do you think of this Continental Cup?
It's unbelievable. You never think before that you're going to come here that it's going to be that exciting, that you're going to be cheering for all these guys, and then you get out there and you get more nervous as the game gets on. You're peeking around at all the other games, trying to figure out how everyone is doing. You're cheering everyone on. So it is a very different experience, and it's a great experience.
As we watch Muirhead Murdoch against Homan and Harnden, so that single by Rachel Holman. E.J. Harnden in the fourth gets them on the board. 3-1. Team World leading, and they will have at Yellowstone at the back now the 4. That's the play stone, indicating they do have the last rock here in 5 as we watch E.J. Harnden. What is it about this doubles? We talked briefly yesterday, and you said you liked it. Tell me what you like and what you find a little difficult about it.
I think the difficulty is the sweeping, just because I'm a skip. But, you know, I think it's just so unique and it's so fast. I think that's with only 5 rocks, it goes really quick. Each end goes fast. All of a sudden you're looking around going, oh man, we only got 1 shot left. We got to do something really well. That's the fun part. And the fun part is sweeping, actually. It's kind of fun to run up and chase your rock down the ice. Looks kind of silly, but it's all right. It's just a lot of fun. And to get to play with someone else that you never played with before, it's a great experience.
Jeff, the one thing about mixed doubles and skins is you do have to wrap your head around the different strategy. And I think in this case, we're watching North America, and Rachel is struggling a bit with that mindset. Sometimes too heavy, not setting things up, not waiting a little longer to move something in.
Yeah, it seems that way a little bit. She's just a little off on her last ones, maybe a little heavy, maybe going for the gusto a little bit too much. But sometimes you just got to lump one in there and take your medicine. And maybe now that they don't have hammer, it will work out for them. We're sure hoping on this bench, that's for sure. And
that, we just saw, was a wow moment. You don't see that very often. David Murdoch went up and peeled off the center guard. You rarely see that.
Yeah, I mean, we had to do it yesterday just because we were in a little bit of trouble late in the game, but not very often you see guys peeling guards that early. But you know what? They're winning the game. They figure they score here. They're looking pretty good going into 6, so they're going to keep doing it, apparently.
More importantly, Jeff, you're 85% for the week. How does that compare to Monday's golf game?
That's a little lower than the Monday golf game. That's for sure. Just a little bit, though.
I want to ask you about the trials. I think similar situation to you and to Glenn Howard. Over the disappointment of it? Not making it?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we certainly had a long break. It was nice to, have the Christmas break and the family and the friends and lots of good food. And I don't think we stepped on the ice until about 3 days before we came here. It was a long break. And I think, like I always said, the disappointment was not bringing, our best game. I certainly wasn't my best. And that's the disappointing thing. You put all that time and work and effort in. And for some reason, it just didn't seem to be one of those perfect weeks. And we didn't compete. And that's the most disappointing thing.
Well, you come here to Las Vegas, and I know right across the country the winter's been a little severe, but you showed up in shorts and sandals for your photos. So I thought that was you're not doing that at home.
Yeah, you're not doing that too often at home. It's been, we mentioned it yesterday, I think since Monday there hasn't been a cloud in the sky, and it's been about 18 to 20 degrees every day. So we've been pretty lucky to be out here for this long, and not looking forward to the winter in Winnipeg, that's for sure.
Hey, Jeff, listen, thank you for joining us. Good luck in the Manitoba Playdowns, and we'll look forward to seeing you tonight.
Thank you very much.
3-1, Team World leads as we play here in 5, and they do have the last rock. But it is an oddity to see that Murdoch go up and say, you know what, we're in trouble here, let's get rid of it.
We've been waiting to see that, Linda.
Yeah, I think it is just the explanation of the mindset, because I think even David, without hammer, we're making those quiet freezes and taps, which is the good thing. And now with hammer, have a little bit of a different handle on how to approach it. And so it seems like maybe they had a longer talk about the format, because it can really get your head in a different space.
They're 2 up, they have the hammer, you have to think like a curler. And you get drawn in, you get sucked in. I've played it, and you just want to go for that gusto and the race to the button. And as you pointed out, Linda, the Team North America has been getting to the button, but it's at the back. And a lot of rocks in play, but they're not in the right spots. But I like Murdoch's strategy here, I really do.
Rach, we guard. She's going to run one of these. You all right with that?
You want to freeze it on top?
Right here.
Okay.
Boy, I don't know if you ever freeze on an angle.
It's all there. No, never.
This is all line. Make sure you put it on the nose, Rach.
Yep. Whoa, whoa.
Curl, baby. Curl, baby.
Whoa, each.
Curl. Okay.
So sitting 2 at the moment. Let's check the numbers after 4. Linda?
Well, the first 4 for Rachel were really tough, and I think it is the mindset thing, the mental skill of focusing on the strategy, because she was the low person on the ice, 63%, and that brought Team North America down below Team World.
Numbers after 4 are brought to you by Tim Hortons, Canada's favorite coffee.
Good shot from Rachel there. It just slowed down enough, and it's welded on that back yellow. The back yellow should jam, I think. It's going to be a bit of a drag there, but can you get the back yellow out? Got to throw a lot of speed here to score more than 1, or to even score.
Whoa. Come on. Come on.
Final stone.
Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on.
Your head, bang, and they won't go. So a much better played end for Team North America. They'll pick up the steal of 1, and they're within 1.
That's good too. Yeah.
Good crowd on hand for a Saturday morning after a Friday night, more importantly, in Las Vegas, here at the Orleans Arena. Been some suggestion that 4,500 is as many as I've heard. Canadians made the trip here to Las Vegas.
The worst thing is
part of the 40 million visitors that come to Las Vegas every year. Coming up at 4:30 Eastern Time, we'll revert back to team play, and we'll see the Reigning women's world champion Eve Muirhead, she will wear and represent Great Britain in Sochi against Rachel Homan. That's at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So the steal of 1 in 5, 3-2. Team World continue to lead.
That's better. That's more
And
like
they, once again, will have the
That's more
last
like
rock.
T.
They'll have
Yeah,
the
yeah.
hammer. Their
Line.
stone is that yellow stone placed at the back of the button. The center line guard belongs to Team North America. As we look across the ice, Team North America is leading in 2 of the 3 games. North America coming in with the 1-point lead, 11-10 in the race to 30.5. So little problem there for
I think if we get a
Rachel
Like
Homan
this?
not being able to get around the guard.
Okay.
Rachel's
I don't
really
mind it.
struggled to draw weight, other than the most important one, which was her last one last end. She glued it on the corner and got the steal. They could have given up a 3-ender there if that wasn't perfect. So if you're going to miss one, miss that first one, not the 5th shot of the end, the last one.
Go room. Lots of room.
Does give Eve a chance to draw around. David actually wanted to go through the port. I don't think you need to get quite that fancy. You need something top 12, top 8.
Right here. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Jeez, that's fast enough. Okay, nice shot.
A little deeper than they wanted. It seems to be the pattern. Some beautiful come arounds. That's
Either
a
that
great
or
shot.
hack and just hit roll in front of it through that hole, off the one she just
We
threw.
can't take him out yet.
Oh,
There is a rule.
good point.
No removal of the stones. You could definitely tap it back, but it would be hard to get through the port maybe with less weight. But can't remove a stone from play until after the 3rd delivered stone has come to rest. That's what I talk about, the mindset of getting into this format.
How's line?
Line's great. Go for a weight. He looks light. Hard. Hard line. Line's good. Weight only.
Look at that beautiful curl there. By the guard. Simple. Right in behind buried.
Throw.
There are 60 points available throughout the disciplines of the Continental Cup. We still have, later today, 6 points available in team play. This is the last mixed double round. 3 points will finish that. Yesterday was the big day in singles, and you can see that the world dominated there, taking 5 of the 6. And that really got them back into it, because going into those singles, Team North America had a 3-point lead. But it's weighted towards tomorrow and the all the skins play.
Muirhead, David Murdoch taking a little gamble here. 6th end in an 8-end game. They're already one up with the hammer. If they score here, keep it simple and score, they're in pretty good shape. This is going to end up in the wrong spot also, and it gives Team North America a real good chance to get one in there and steal.
Part of it is the fact you don't have brushers, but how many times can we say it? Top 12, top 8. If they get through the hole, then your rock is in a position to be driven in or tapped up.
If you hit either guard, they're line 4.
Hack weight.
Okay.
Rachel doesn't like this one.
No, they're not on the same page when it comes to strategy.
EJ likes it because he's throwing and he's the one that's got to make it.
Oh, fuck. I thought you were calling line. Yeah. Yep. Hard.
Won't get through.
I thought you were going to call line. Sorry.
That's fine.
Extremely lucky.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Wrecked on the right guard and
Take it.
jammed it, kept that red
Take
one
it from
buried,
the
or
line
they'd be looking at 4.
What have we got, Eve?
So they're sitting 2 at the moment, the world. Interesting. I got a question on social media, Linda, and we never talk about it.
Like, freeze it in there.
So, yeah,
Let
like
David
a wee tick.
and
The only
Eve
thing
have
we've
their
got to watch
discussion
is we're
first.
not like over curl here, then they hit this. It's
Right.
not bad. I don't mind this here. Like,
Yeah, I like
even there's not terrible.
But the question was the mark stone, the place stone at the back. If everything else is played and that's the only shot remaining, is that the point?
Well, I did mention yesterday you throw 5 stones, but because there is one position at the back of the button, the team that is playing that stone could get a 6-ender.
Right.
It is like any other stone.
Yes.
It's just it's positioned first.
Right. So it counts.
Absolutely.
But it is curious because it rarely does come into play. It's bumped around or moved around or something is on top of it. And we never do talk about it.
In this case, the guard that was marked is in the house Vic. So if it had happened to be a position where a steal was happening, that guard could have counted.
I really like that shot because it's a difficult double unless you play thin.
Three of those go if you can get, like, just wick that. You just get this outside, both go.
That's what they're going to try. Hit the top one, which is thrown by David Murgaut, as thin as possible and have the thrown rock kick the second. Get all 3 yellows moving with big weight.
Okay, that works. Good each.
Don't know if it's spun enough. Looks like the red stone at the top edge, maybe second shot. Team North America, but his Team World does have the last rock playing yellow stones here in the 6th.
I thought it would curl back.
Russ mentioned the only saving thing right now is the fact that that red stone is protected. There is that guard out in front.
It's protected because of a missed shot, too. They got really extremely lucky. This is a setup shot. If David can keep this top 12, top 8, he can angle it in with Eve's last one.
Hard!
No, we're gonna go, Eve. We're gonna go.
Yeah, then hard for line! You've gotta go for line!
So Murdoch picking up his own stone and realizing it's a little light.
Come on, go! It's not bad.
That's not bad, actually.
That's the setup shot. It's maybe a little overburied. It's tough for Eve to hit it, but if she does, you can count them up there. Got to be careful if you're North America.
Really like that.
You and I can't count them up. It has to be
that's
Vic.
trademarked. I'm sorry.
I think he's patented that.
Yeah, thanks.
I'll buy the coffee, Vic. Sorry.
Okay.
For
You sure didn't today, let me tell you that.
And the breakfast was even better. That was great.
Not bad. Worst case you ever produce, right?
Talk about me with short arms, I tell you what.
Try that.
He has short sleeves and short arms.
She's still got this all day.
3.
For 3. Unless you dead stick that, but you almost have a paper that. I like this.
Okay.
Don't you?
Yeah. You like board?
Okay. Nose isn't the end of the world.
Okay.
Ignoring shot rock. Well, because I think they're respecting the fact that if Eve can make that soft come around tap back, if Rachel somehow missed completely here, it's for a lot of points. So they're going to hit the second rock, try to maybe roll buried, and maybe could be shot.
I don't think we can roll for shot with board.
There's the answer.
Sorry?
Could be.
Roll?
Might be.
Normal?
Sure.
We missed that brilliant analysis. You know, if you don't do the maybe possibly.
Boy, you put yourself right out there, right?
Oh, yeah.
That's a decisive analyst.
Close.
Okay.
No.
A lot of weight, a lot of handle. This is going to just bounce.
And it does.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
And now, is there that guard out in front, is that preventing that angle onto that? Oh, no, might be there. Could you touch that yellow to move the red far enough?
You can, Vic. And David wanted to be a little, that's why these brushed his like crazy. He wanted to be a little more open in case they had this chance. But Eve wants to come down here. It has to be pretty soft weight, but if you're soft weight, you have to move 80 pounds of granite, and this rock has to get at least to here.
You gotta watch for this.
The danger is, what if you miss it? What if you come down just a hair heavy, clip out your own?
Yeah.
So there is the option. There is a draw for 2.
Right.
It's not easy with the guard positions.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, what we're seeing.
I've got about an 8.
Aye. I think it's this one. It's too risky. We click this. And
You look at the scoreboard too. Remember how this game has gone along. There have been steals, there have been singles. There hasn't been a deuce. So I think a second point here is actually pretty big.
Especially in 6. If this is made 3 up playing 7, you're in pretty good shape. Tough shot though.
Yeah.
It is.
Okay, just for weight. tight, Dave. Line's tight.
I know this spot, but the guards make it a
Just
little
wait,
tougher.
line's good.
We're good, we're good.
Just
So
for
David
weight.
Murdoch will come out to brush the final stone here in
Just wait.
6.
No, we're there, we're there, we're there, we're there. Oh, there.
Good a chunk.
Atta
He's a
girl.
good piece of the 4.
Atta.
And
Great shot.
that's a great shot indeed. Wonderful draw weight. She's been on her game since she arrived in Las Vegas. Eve Muirhead,
See ya.
5-2. The world leads.
Great shot,
That's a
Eve.
boring shot. Already.
And as you look at those pictures, there is so much to do in the area. And it's interesting that they say that less than 5% of the people who visit Las Vegas come here for the gambling. That they come here to see the bright lights, and then they use this as a jumping off point to see other things in the area. As we welcome you back on this third day, the Continental Cup from the Orleans Arena. And the world gets a couple in the 6th to lead 5-2 over North America. Eve Muirhead, David Murdoch, Rachel Holman, E.J. Harnden on the ice. The red stone at the back of the button means that it will be Team North America, Holman and Harnden, that have the last rock. They have the hammer here in the 7th, playing the red stones.
Line's okay.
Wait,
Line's
Stan.
good. Line's good. Make sure you see it. Oh, it's go. No. No. Curling. Good, Evie.
Draw weight's been spot on for Eve Muir, except going this direction with her in turn last 2 ends ago. It came back 12. Consequently, they didn't curl enough and they got in a bit of trouble. That was the only steal, but another good freeze on the in turn side by Eve. North America needs at least a 2 here.
Yep. Whoa. Yep. Hard, easy.
Nice little tap, some separation now.
Rachel Homan and Eve Muirhead will go head-to-head later today in team play.
And Rachel has struggled in this format, that's for sure. Has not brought her numbers up yet.
Player numbers are brought to you by Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Heavy.
Roll up is here.
Heavy.
Whoa then. Is that above it?
I think on the yellow.
Okay.
We'll get on the yellow.
Yep. Whoa. Good.
Wonderful line call by Eve Muirhead. If it bends a hair more, it ticks, rolls open, it'd be a yellow double.
Do you want to throw some weight at it? Like a back 4?
Okay.
Yep, go.
Should be able to hold it in this spot.
Hard. Whoa.
Back 8.
Whoa.
Back 12. Back 8.
This is a constant theme that you pointed out in the break, Linda, that yes, they're shot rock, but they're all deep. They start to get farther and farther back, and the team without hammer here can weld one in, and you can't get it out. There's not enough stones left.
And turn freeze.
Okay.
What do you like?
Yeah.
That's what I'd play. And first indication, and this is your mindset of playing regular curling, Eve wanted to hit the 2 reds, but if you can nestle another one into that freeze position, then not a bad spot for David and Eve.
You got to look at the Orleans Arena there, the one end without seating, and then there's the large screen. There are also some screens up in the hanging from the rafters on either side, so you get a good look at all the action.
Come on, get in there. Oh.
It was a little heavier than he thought. Tried to nestle it right into the crotch, but bumped it back and gives, I guess, a little bit of room now to bump that out, Russ.
Yeah, David's had a couple of those in the last 2 ends, and it's just human nature. You know you don't have the brushing. You know by the time you get there and you're a skip, you're compared to the 2 world-class brushers that have been working out feverishly in the gym. There's a big difference. So you throw that extra 3 feet and you get caught.
It's real good.
No, it's got to move big. Must be heavy. No, we're not close.
Same thing again. It's on the wrong side of the inch. And look how many rocks are around the button, but there's only one of them as valuable as that top red one.
Same ice. Nice throw, EJ. We just need less ice.
Yeah.
Not only is yellow shot rock, but if they can put this on the pin, extremely difficult to get it out in one swipe.
Less this time.
Okay, then. Yep. Okay, line's fine. Just
Gotta go.
way.
Oh, we're good.
Line's fine.
You play the same shot every time that you warm that particular spot in the ice. The pebble gets a hair warmer, 2 or 3 Fahrenheit degrees, and it just gets a little greasier. Oh, beauty. Great shot.
That was greased right to the pin. So, listen, I understand. The adage is, of course, leave it high,
Stick
so
it right there.
light is better so we can use it. So what you're really saying here is what's let Harnden and Homan down has been their execution.
Oh, absolutely. And if you're going to make an error, if you're an 85% curler like all these top athletes are, it's what you do wrong on the 15%. And they've been a little deep, which is bad.
There are two things that have been discussed about mixed doubles because, Vic, you've mentioned that this is a format that the World Curling Federation is trying to get into the Olympics. The one is the lack of brushing and the lack of that chatter at the hack end that is actually interesting for all of us to hear. The second one is this particular thing. There are so many of the same shots. Every end is almost identical. Going to the button, trying to get the angles, trying to get the freezes.
Tough on the ice maker too, because 2 practices you're going to practice down the middle, and all these shots down the middle, and you wear that path down.
The only shot really is this, and that's even barely there.
Out turn.
It's not easy in the in turn, you know. So I think just there's nice.
Yep.
Yeah. I'll film that.
There's nothing on the right-hand side of the sheet as we look for Team North America.
Good speed.
So choke this off, and I'm not sure you have to come in here either. You could just throw a top 8-ish. Might be a tad slower here.
What do you like?
Line's good. Just get the weight right. Line slow if you can. Whoa,
Gotta go.
Hard, Dave! Go, go, go! Hard! Hard! Go, go,
Look
go!
at that. What a great brush by David Murdoch, who doesn't normally brush.
That worked.
But he is very fit. He is one of those athletes that is a full-time curler, and he does work out a lot. So great body position to take that as far as it could.
And he does the dance around the guard.
Just at the top.
They didn't need it that deep, though. It over-curled.
So Hans Vutrick and his crew, Dave Merklinger, monitoring all the ice.
Does it roll off?
And these are the temperatures. And then you take a look at the temperatures on the different sheets, and you can notice that it's just a little warmer on that particular sheet, 22 and a half compared to 21 almost on some of the other sheets. So whether it's the air, whether it is in fact that brushing that you say, Russ, so often down the same path.
Yeah, the surface, you know, like you see, it's at 21, 22, but at the top, right where the pebble is, it could be as high as 24, 25. Obviously, if it gets to 32 Fahrenheit, you're in trouble. So they have to keep that balancing act, and the brushing itself, the friction, repetitively 6, 7 shots in a row will warm it up, and it gets faster.
If it hits either rock, it's not going to go far enough.
You just have to tap it through the hole.
You mentioned there was nothing on the intern side, and the overcurl by bringing it too deep allows Rachel to slide in here and tap this back, maybe for 2.
You think that's enough ice? It'll run, eh? All right, I think we're good.
Anything short, there would be virtually nothing for Rachel.
Down by 3 as we play here in the 7th. Final stone for Team North America. Rachel Homan. EJ Harnden now out.
Weight's pretty good.
Needs to bust for them. Needs to get over there. And will not. And so it will be a steal of 1.
I think it's 2, Vic.
Do you think 2? You're right, it is, Linda. The one right there, just on the 4 o'clock position, nibbling at the button. Steal 2 for Team World, and they extend their lead. Let's go and check in on the game on sheet B. North American team, Jessica Schultz, John Schuster, they'll both be in Sochi representing the U.S. Final stone, Mio Ichikawa, Thomas Holzrud, and that will result in a steal of 2. And that's all, as Team North America will pick up the win, make the final 10-2. And so that's another point for Team North America in the race to 30.5. They came in with a 1-point lead, so they're now up to 12-10 currently. As we welcome you back to the Orleans Arena, Muirhead and Murdoch steal 2, 7-2. They lead Homan and Harnden.
Nice sweepie.
Shot.
I said to you before, the execution, Russ, is it simple as that?
Yeah, it is.
Just let them down.
It's funny, Rachel's been a great lead in this game. She throws the opening rock. There's another beautiful corner freeze welded on the corner, but she hasn't been a good skip with the 5th rock, and obviously that's the most important one. 5 steals in this game.
So line, like.
Line's high right
We're there.
Line's good.
No,
Just
all
get
there.
weight right.
All there. All there. Weight's come
Yep,
down.
yep. Oh, wait, go, go, go. Hard, Dave. Walk right on it. Wait. Shot.
And it's another point for North America as the team of Emma Miskew and Ryan Fry score 3 threes on the way to a 10-4 win over Hannah Sloan, Greg Drummond, and so now Team North America up to a 3-point lead, 13-10. However, in our game, it is Team World leading 7-2.
Line's really
and it
good.
is Team North America, Rachel
Well,
Holman
we
and EJ Harnden with last rock here in 8. So this is they're going to have to make some stones count here.
I think for a change, we're going to see some hitting now. And in this case, that guard out in front can be run back a couple of different ways and make some reds disappear.
Good.
Just peel it off.
Like what I see to David Murdoch, you mentioned earlier, 97 last night, and made a lot of
How do
good
we
shots
hide more rocks?
this game too.
Sure.
Here. Still gonna hit one out.
Later today, David
it.
Murdoch
Make it
will play
too.
Brad
Kind of
Jacobs.
irrelevant.
Yeah, I know.
That's when we join you again
I think this
at
is going here.
4:30. Our feature
Super
game,
the
however,
angle a
will
little
be
bit.
Eve Muirhead
Can't really, though, there's not enough
against
room.
Rachel Holman, 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time.
No sense of throwing a guard. Got 3 rocks left, right? Throw one more guard.
Tough to get 5.
Okay.
Thomas Olsrud
We need the rock
coming
in the
off
house
the
for
ice
sure.
after his loss in doubles play. Brad Jacobs on the bench for this morning's doubles.
All you can
Looks like
do
a
is
lot.
throw some rocks in a position where the mistake might be made. And they'll try and keep it cluttered and
No
hope
line
that
yet, no line yet.
when a hit is made, yellows go and not reds.
Come around everything. Yeah, hard.
Might be too late to get around everything.
I think we're just rubbing off.
I don't really want to touch the 5, so. Yeah, I think so. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
caught the
Good
back one.
tight, even tight ice, Dave.
Yeah, like nothing. It's not a disaster.
Got that back double, but David pointed out I can hit it dead on, and then it's hard to remove the yellows, which will eventually end the game also. So I'm going to play it tight. That's the professional miss on the tight side here.
I wouldn't be worrying too much.
No.
There's the red one in the top 8 foot is in a position to be removed easily, so I wouldn't worry too much about a double here.
Pretty close.
Pretty close is Muirhead.
Sweet, 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 sweet.
Oh, he just by the corner.
Good throw. Huge miss.
So somehow you have to make them all count here with 2 stones to play for
Yeah.
Holman and Harnden.
Do this and hope for 2 flashes.
Yeah, that's the hard part. You have to count yours,
got
but
this,
at this
Each.
point there are 3 of the other guys in there too. So you can't just play some draws. You have to actually start to remove Yellowstones.
Back one over the back, and then now you have jammers on the top one. I think we just tapped it like back line on that high side that stayed right there.
What turn do you want? Out.
E.J. Harnden.
Hard. Whoa.
Oh, they'll kick one sideways. Oh, that's not possible.
Throw through for a shot.
So,
That hog line comes up real quick.
Well, you just repeal
that's
this.
very funny.
Just like a bit of a stone.
Yeah.
I'm not sure Eve paid any attention to the
No.
little comment on the way by.
E.J. Harnden said, that hog line comes pretty quick now. Don't want to hog that stone. Give us a chance.
Then we'll shoot for 1 and only lose by 1.
Perfect.
There you go. Make the scoreboard look really good. She's played very well in team play, doubles play, and there's a good reason why many people think that she is one of the favorites heading into Sochi.
How'd it go?
Final stone. Eve Muirhead makes something disappear. And there it goes. And that's the game. And the world will claw back 1 point. Eve Muirhead, David Murdoch, a winner over Rachel Holman and E.J. Harnden. 7-2, the final score. And really, never in doubt. They stole the first 3 points. North America came back, and then the deuce and 6 and a deuce and 7. Captain for Team World. So after the end now of mixed doubles play, with team play still to come later today, Team North America with a 2-point lead, 13-11.